you started in insurance. What, you were 18?
19 as an intern and 20 as a full-time agent. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, your dad sold insurance, so hopefully he was yelling this stuff at you. You should go do it already. So, but what was I mean, did you get right out there and start selling, or did you have an onboarding period, and was it messy starting selling? Like, kind of go over that.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I went to a meeting and there was 10 of us in the room, and the manager said, "All right, this was like I was an intern and I saw people making money, and I'm like, you know what? If this cat can do this dude's like 472 years old. There's no way I
Yeah,
can't do
yeah,
this." Um, and so I went to a recruiting meeting. There's about 10 of us in the room, and the manager had everybody stand up, and he says, "Now take a look around." I'm like, okay, dude, I can. I'm like, I don't know. Does he want us to size each other up? I'm not sure. I'm like, I can
yeah.
take him. I don't know about her. And he said, okay, now 9 of you sit down. He left one person standing. He did not leave me standing. And what he said next is a big part of what we do. He said, maybe one of you will make it.
Maybe.
And yeah, I'm really competitive. And so I'm like, dude, if only one, are you kidding me? I'm like, that's a real positive way to start this thing. Number one. Number two, I'm like, dude, if there's going to be one, dude, I am going to make sure that I'm that person. Sports background, super competitive. Fortunately for me, I've had parents who made me believe I could do anything.
Right.
As an example of that, like literally, I went to my dad after that meeting and said, "Hey, I need a goal. It's my first year in sales. I'm starting to listen to some sales stuff. I'm like, I need a goal." He said, "You're my son. You'll make 6 figures your first year." And I'm like,
Nice.
"What?" You know what I mean? And that sounds cool to say, "Hey, I made 100 grand my first year," but dude, when I look back, I, I believed like everybody else in this call. I'm like, freak, I don't know, bro. Like I'm like looking around, like who's he talking to?
Right.
Who the freak talking to? But what's cool about that is he instilled belief in me that I could do anything before I believed that I could. That's what Dave does. That's what a lot of the people in the industry do. That's the kind of mentors and uplines you should have in the industry that believe in you more than you believe in yourselves. Now, they're not going to drag you to success, but they need to help you see what's possible and believe it. And so that's one of the biggest things. Like I did not see it at first, but then after he said you're going to make 6 figures, I actually took out literally a piece of paper just like this. I wrote down I will earn $100,000 my first year in the insurance business at 20 years old. Dated it, signed it, and hung it up on the wall of my cubicle. And then every day I went out to make that a reality. Somebody slammed the phone in my ear. I would see it. You're going to make 6 figures. I come back from a terrible door knocking session. Boom, you're going to make 6 figures. I come in from like having a terrible off night playing basketball the night before. Boom, you're going to make 6 figures. Someone's a veteran agent's a freaking jerk to me down the hall. Boom, you're going to make 6 figures. Whatever. Like personal, professional stuff goes on. My relationships going to crap with with my girlfriend at the time. Whatever. Right. Boom, you're going to make 6 figures. And I saw it enough and believed it enough and wrote it down enough that it eventually came true. But I had to work to do it.
Gotta work. Gotta work. But I have to agree here. I've got my little goal book here. I think I started this like 6 years ago. And incidentally, that's when things started picking up. I've got like, this is like you can get these on Amazon. They're nice. Leather bound. I think Cody's probably got his. There it is. Yep. He's got his. Is it branded? Of course it's branded. Yes,
Right.
but
That was one I wish I knew sooner was branding. So there you
yeah,
go.
I know, right? That's my next goal, my next step. So, but yeah, writing the stuff down is the first step to making the thoughts a thing, right? And I think there's some value in that, and repeating that till you actually believe the stuff you think, you know, and repetition, very important. Um, Two on the list here. One thing, man, this is what I wish I knew, and this is that brain getting in the way, right? Is simple does not mean easy. The business is simple, right? But sure as heck isn't easy. I mean, I remember getting into this business and, you know, and that's kind of an extension of the first one, is overcomplicating what should be simple. In final expense, at least, it's all about seeing the people. Nowadays, it's over the phone or it's in person, but it's still fundamentally the same thing. You get leads, you talk to them, you build value, and you assume the sale, right? And you repeat the business. And so it's very, very easy to let this thing get out of hand, right? I know when I started inventing new marketing pieces, and I'm kind of a marketer at heart, and I got away from the fundamentals of direct mail at the time in 2012, and it caused me to fail out of the business, right? And there's a lot of agents that do the same thing. They'll come in, they'll come up with these highfalutin ideas and different ways to sell, but it's outside of the norm of the fundamentals. And then, they take what should be complicated or should be simple and then make it complicated. Have you seen any of that as well in your time or anything like that?
100%. Like I think what was a hurdle for me a little bit, like I will have goals and I will work. I think the biggest hurdle I struggle with is I'm very entrepreneurial, so I like to find my own way a lot of
Yeah,
times.
100%.
The problem with that is, dude, there's so many freaking systems that have been proven that Dave and tons of other success people have already laid the groundwork of. And it's interesting because when you come in the industry, um, dude, don't do what I did. I would bring over college kids and we would cold call and to book appointments, and then I would do these call nights on Monday nights, and then I would go and like I'd give them pizza and scripts and a cold call final expense list for different counties, and I would train them and I get on the phones with them. I get them excited, give them gift cards and cash for booking appointments and all this stuff. Right? It was fun, 2 or 3 hours. I'd walk out of there with 8, 12, 16, 20 appointments. It sounds cool, but it was cold calling, so 50, 60, 70% wouldn't show up for sure. And
Right.
it was college kids doing the cold calling when they've never done it before, even worse. And I didn't even learn some of the like tactics that you can use to like lock an appointment down, right? Some of those
Right.
things. However, and then when I was door knocking, literally just, hey, can I come in?
Yeah.
Hey, can I come? Right. When there's so many other things that you can do nowadays, like the best thing you can do, and I think that's why you guys have clicked on this video and you're hanging out with Dave and I. What an amazing dude, by the way. Love Dave. Trust him with my life and anything he says. I promise you, he's going to back up and do. That's not true about everybody, but I freaking love this cat. I'm serious. He was actually the reason that I started getting on YouTube a little bit because I was seeing him in Westfall, and I'm like, dude, I think I can train a little. I didn't know what
Right.
it would evolve into, right? But I appreciate you for paving the way. But I do want to say that like the best thing you can do out of everything we'll probably say is find someone who is actually doing what you say you want to do or has done what you say you want to do and follow them and do exactly what they say. Like I'm at least, I'm not that smart. I make a ton of freaking mistakes. We're talking about mistakes earlier. Like, dude, I don't know if anybody that's made as many mistakes as me. Like, I'm a dummy. I can do some math and I can spell, but like, I'm not that smart. I make mistakes constantly. My team caught a mistake earlier. I'm like, I ain't perfect, that's for sure. However, I've been very coachable. Even though my ego likes to get in the way, at the end of the day, like I've been very coachable. And if Dave says, hey, dude, do it this way. No, 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 don't do that. That's stupid. Do it this way and you'll see success. But I'm telling you, if I'm trying to do what Dave's doing, I'm going to follow it to a T. And I'm not going to argue. I may ask questions so I understand. But I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to question, you know what I mean? All the things that happens. And so I think that's one of the best things you can do to keep it really simple.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Yeah, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.